Welcome back to the Wildest Ride podcast. And yes, I am wearing the exact same thing from the last podcast. Spoiler alert, it's filmed on the same day. But anyway, this episode, we're going to be talking about my experience doing Universal Studios Fan Fest. I am your host, Brian California, and with me, driving down the interstate, Big
I am
Texas.
not driving down interstate at all. I'm about to actually turn off these lights.
Oh,
I'm here.
he's here, though. He's here. But anyway, how's it going?
Dude, I'm tired, but I felt like we had a big topic that we really needed to talk about. And so let's talk about it.
So we just jumping in Universal Fan Fest, huh?
Let's get it.
Well, for those of you that don't know what Universal Fan Fest is, it's an after hours event that's happening out here in Hollywood. It's Universal Hollywood's. It's a, sort of a take on HHN, but a non scary version of that. So they just took a handful of IPs and decided to make experiences out of them. Um, so it is a hard ticket event, just like HHN. You do have to buy a separate ticket for it. Uh, but the IPs that they had, One Piece, Star Trek, Back to the Future, Dungeons and Dragons. They had a Yoshi type of egg hunt and meet and greet, special meet and greet. And they also had a Fantastic Beast, like they had a Fantastic Beast like meet and greets and stuff like that. Um, they weren't mazes or anything. There's three that were like walkthroughs, but they're not like true walkthroughs. They're kind of more of lingering experiences, if you will. But I'll just talk basically what we did throughout our day there. So I'll just kind of recap our day. Um, First things first is the event goes from 7 p.m. to 2 p.m. It's a long event. Uh, and you can even option in an early start, so you can start early. It's at 5:30. So basically, and then you can also throw in the after 2 p.m. Ticket, which you can get into the park after 2 p.m. Enjoy the regular park and then the event afterwards.
Yeah, go
But
see Waterworld.
you can just see Waterworld, phenomenal show. We missed it this time, but it's one of my favorites.
I
Uh,
feel like Waterworld's a must. Anytime you're at Universal Hollywood, at least I go Universal Hollywood. I feel like that's a must.
yeah,
That is that and
that's a
Secret Life.
staple for sure.
That is Secret Life of Pets.
Secret Life of Pets is underappreciated, I think, a little bit.
Dude, it's probably in my top 5 dark rides.
It's a great dark ride, especially if you've seen the movies. You're a little lost if you haven't seen the movies, to be honest with you. But it's still
Dude,
fun.
it's the ride's better than the movies.
Oh yeah, I agree with that.
Like I tell people this, the greatest thing that ever came from the Cars franchise is Cars Land.
You could honestly say that about Waterworld too. The show's better than the movie.
Oh yeah, I didn't even know there was a movie, bro.
Yeah, it's not terrible. It's Kevin Costner. It's not terrible. It's just not well executed. I thought it's one of my favorite. It's like a cult classic, to be fair. It's one of my favorite movies, but like a lot of people just they kind of hate on it a little bit. But anyway, we're not talking about that. We're talking about FanFest. So we were there early. I actually renewed my annual pass, so I'm a platinum pass holder to Universal Hollywood once again. That gives me express after 3 p.m., which is fun. But yeah, we got there fairly early. I think we got there around 1 o'clock, and we were kind of just lingering around doing Universal Studio stuff. Did
Does does the
Jurassic
express
Park.
work? Does the express work for Mario Kart?
It does.
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah, yeah. So we were doing we're doing all that stuff. To be fair, we only went on one ride. We only went on Universal or on Jurassic World. Reason being, we're kind of just walking around looking at stuff, kind of looking at the updates on the park and stuff. Which I'm gonna have a video on the update on the roller coaster coming to that park, which looks stunning, by the way. And we did the Universal Tram Tour, which that's a must when you're there. And I think that's the two big things that I think Universal or Hollywood does that or Orlando doesn't have is the Waterworld show and the tram tour.
Did they already take out the Nope section?
No, it's still there.
What did they take out?
They took out
Was it
Fast and
Fast and the
Furious.
Furious? Okay.
Yeah, which I'm good. I hated that part of the ride anyway, or that part of the tram ride. Happy as can be that thing's gone. Uh, I don't know what they're gonna put there moving forward, but it's a big building, so they're gonna put something. I imagine something pretty cool. Maybe like a Bourne stuntacular type deal. I don't know. They're gonna have they'll figure that out. But anyway, so we did your basic Universal Hollywood stuff up until about 5:30 when then we decided to go get our wristbands because you can stay into the park and just get your wristbands over by the pass holder um I guess it's like the info area like the little hut.
Do they have
So
a Do they have a pass holder lounge at Hollywood?
I don't think so. I haven't. I don't think we do.
So
Uh,
SeaWorld, when I was an annual pass holder for SeaWorld, they had a pass holder lounge, and that place was sweet. You
yeah.
got
I think San Diego
unlimited.
did too.
You got unlimited Coke freestyle.
Yeah. So just like the DVC lounge stuff at Disney,
Yeah,
it's kind of like you get free stuff, like well, free drinks and like, some snacks and stuff like that. But no, I don't think they do at Hollywood. And I think the reason for that is that's like 80% of the people are pass holders in Hollywood. So
yeah.
it wouldn't make any sense to give 80% of your people free Coke. But and that's why I don't think Disney would ever have like Disney or Knott's Berry Farm would ever have a pass holder lounge or anything like that. DVC they do, but not pass holder. But anyway, so the what we did first of all, since I didn't get early entry, which I kind of slept on, but to be fair, we would find out we really didn't need it. They I don't know if they undersold the event, but that there was not a lot of people at this event. I don't know if people slept on it or it wasn't marketed well enough. I don't know if it just didn't sell well or they just undersold it. Don't know. But I bought Express and 100% did not need Express for any of the things that they were doing. But we didn't know that at the time. So what we did was we went to the Back to the Future thing off the bat, 7 o'clock. They opened it up around 6:40. Let us down to the trams. We were on the second
Did you
tram.
you had to take the it was you had to take a tram?
Yeah, so you have to take a tram down to the back lot. But we were on the second tram of the event, which was cool. Uh, so we hopped onto the tram. It leads you down to town the town square where the clock tower is at, where they actually filmed Back to the Future. So that's one of the cool things about this event is you're in Hollywood, dude. Like this is actual sets and stuff, and the actual place where they literally filmed the movie. And right now it's celebrating what is it, 40th anniversary. So it's a big deal. But so we went down. They drop you off in the New York area of the back lot, and then you walk maybe like I would say I don't know 100 yards, um, and they have like picture photo ops and stuff through leading up to the actual town square. Uh, it was cool though because they put the line of state signs. If you've never seen, I don't know, are you a big Back to the Future guy? I don't know if I've ever asked you.
I saw the three Back to the Future movies. I want to say it was not last year, but the year before. Oh, I loved it. Once I actually got a chance to like sit down and watch them, I fell in love.
Right. So they had the line of state signs where he lives. Like they had that stuff. You could take a photo op there. But this was dressed up to 1955 Hill Valley. So from the first one when he goes back in time, and they had Biff's car on the street, like his actual movie prop car out on the street. They had characters just roaming around that you can interact with. So like Marty McFly and guys like that, like Biff was like Biff, Marty McFly, Doc Brown, George McFly, Lorraine. They were all there, just wandering around. So my biggest fear with this event was it was going to be like a walkthrough where they kind of like HHN style, where they conga line you through the event. They have little scenes and that's it. You get back on the tram, you go away. If you wanted to, you can just go to Hill Valley and stay there the entire night.
Yeah.
Yeah, they it was super low key. Like they just dropped you off and they let you wander around wherever you wanted to go. You could go up to the clock tower and touch the steps. You can go up to the DeLorean with. They had a meet and greet with the dog. Whatever his name is, Einstein. So you could take a picture with Einstein in the DeLorean. Some of the cooler miniatures. They had like mini carnival games on the other side where you can win like doc. Oh, here I'll show you this. I won a DeLorean plush.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was cool. So there's stuff like that. But and then so I guess it's on a loop. So they do. It's kind of like if you're watching. Have you ever seen the Truman Show?
No.
Okay, the Truman Show is like fake reality. So they have events that are scheduled events and so they had like the clock tower, the lightning striking the clock tower. They put the projection up, and the lightning strikes, and they put a like kind of like a firework that makes it look like it hit the clock tower. They have the enchantment under the sea dance where Marty's about to fade away, and then and then George finally kisses Lorraine, and he comes back and he plays Johnny Be Good. They recreated all the scenes from the first Back to the Future basically, and they do that on a 45-minute loop. So you can stay there for 45 minutes and see it, and then you can stay there again if you want to stay there for another 45 minutes and see it all over again. So it's not like you're rushed. If you miss something and you want to film it or you want to see it, you can stay there and kind of watch everything play out. It's really cool. It was done so well. They had a little merch cart on the other side. Um, they had Mr. Strickland, walking around, telling you to stop slacking off, and Biff making fun of you. It's all in the video. I suggest go watch our vlog from it. I got a lot of footage from Hill Valley for sure. And then they recreated the fire on the floor scene from when the DeLorean goes back in time with the spinning plate and all that. It's super cool. I mean, it just felt like an event. Like this to me changed. Like this has never been done before at a theme park. This is something that like you let people roam around your back lot and just have the best time with it and see what they wanted to see. It's awesome.
You
So,
cut out.
oh, did I?
Yeah.
Oh, so what part did I cut out at?
You said this has never been done.
Oh yeah, so it's something in in theme park it's never been done. They just let you roam around the back lot basically. Like they just let you go wherever you want and see whatever you want, and they're not telling you to leave. They're just they're there to guide you. Now there is no bathrooms down there, so if you do have to use the bathroom, I would suggest using it before or just not drinking a lot before you get down there because then you have to take the tram back. And if they're filming like they were when we went, they're filming a show. It takes a little while to get back up to the upper lot or to the actual theme park, so you might be waiting a while to go to the bathroom. Just a little suggestion if you do go, a little heads up. But anyway, so we did that. The Hill Valley stuff, cool. The back to they knocked that out of the park. I thought that was the best thing that I've ever done at a theme park in my entire life. It was so cool. I was just blown away by it. And I'm not usually like a meet and greet person where I'm like, oh, I want to see all these characters, but in that setting, it's the coolest thing ever, where they actually film the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it that definitely seemed like the marquee thing to do, you know? And
You're right. It felt like they planned that out perfectly, and they're like, oh well, we got to add like five other IPs, and then they kind of just kind of planned everything out. Although the other stuff is cool, but yeah, it does feel that way.
How was the anime stuff?
Say it again. Sorry.
How was the anime stuff?
Okay, so this is where I think they fell a little short. So the One Piece stuff was kind of it wasn't like an event. It wasn't like an attraction or a walkthrough. It was more like an area where you can meet and greet all the One Piece characters, and they had like different food and all that random stuff there. And then they had a show which we didn't watch, only because it was done in the uh, Kung Fu Panda theater. And the last time we did a show there, it was kind of like, it was okay. So we decided not to do it. Although we had plenty of time to do it, we just decided not to. And from what I heard, the show was okay. But the One Piece stuff, I would say if you're a One Piece fan and you're thinking it's going to be something amazing, you're just kind of standing in line for meet and greets the entire time, and then eating, and then standing in line for specialty foods. So in that sense, I don't think the One Piece stuff's worth it. But then moving on to I'll tell you. So after Back to the Future, we went and did the Star Trek thing, which was more like that actually was more like a maze, but it wasn't at the same time. I'll explain why right now. So that's where the old Walking Dead walkthrough used to be. So what they did was they played it off like you're going to a museum, like a Star Trek museum, uh, but like in the world of Star Trek, like you're going to look at old starships, and then something goes wrong apparently. So you go up to space and you're touring the old Enterprise, and you're getting a tour by a tour guide, and then all of a sudden this entity comes pops into like the window, and it's like it's an unknown being and whatever, and then you go through from so you start going from room to room to room of the Enterprise, and they're like, all right, we got to get you to this room, and then oh, something bad happens here, and like all these special effects go off, and then you go to the next room and the same thing. The guy's playing like he's in character. He's like, "Oh crap, I got to get you to the bridge." So then we get to the bridge and then do the whole scene in the bridge, and you're kind of just linger around the bridge, and they have like the seats, like in Star Trek where you're like in that main section where they have the pilot seat and all that, and they're playing off a whole thing there. And that whole experience is about 25 minutes. Really cool though. Like it was fun. Like they did a really good job playing it off, and what it felt like was Cosmic Rewind's Q, but with cosplayers. I don't know if that makes any sense, but that's what the aesthetic was like. So you're just going from section to section to section, and then they're just doing scenes and stuff. But it was cool. I really enjoyed that. And we were kind of blown away by it a little bit. Weren't expecting anything from it, and I think it was our second favorite thing of the night.
What did you get to check out the Dungeons and Dragons?
Yeah, so we went down. That's in the lower lot. That's right behind Transformers. It's in the same building that they did the weekend the weekend house for HHN. So it's in that soundstage. And basically what it was is just kind of the same thing as the Star Trek thing. You got cosplayers everywhere, and they take you into a room, and I've never played Dungeons and Dragons, so I, to be honest with you, had no idea what was going on. But they had a chick and a dude playing their cosplayer thing, and this whole thing was happening, and you got to get to this section, and then you get into this dungeon room, and a bunch of magical stuff starts happening with projection mapping, and then a dragon flies in and burns the corner of something. I don't know, but it I will say about this, even though I had no idea what was going on, the acting and the animatronics and the puppets of that attraction were alone just amazing. Like they were crazy. Like there was this there no spoilers if you want to go to this event, don't watch that portion of the video, because there's an animatronic in there that you're like, how is this only an animatronic for 2 months? Like this thing looks like they should have built that thing for a ride. Like it's wild, dude. Wild. Like I don't know, but you're going again the same thing, going room to room, and a bunch of stuff is happening, and You're getting led into the next room by your person, and but again, I don't know what happens in Dungeons and Dragons, but at the end you win, I guess, and that's it. But there's a lot of cool animatronics and a lot of cool acting and special features or special like projection mapping and stuff that's happening. All of it was really really cool. It was great. So that was probably my third favorite thing of the night, right behind Star Trek and Hill Valley, the Back to the Future thing. We also did the Yoshi egg hunt. All it was is there's like I think it was 6 eggs. There's 6 eggs that were laying around. You had to go find a cast member or a team member and point it out. They gave you a sticker to put on a crown. I have the crown around here somewhere, but and then you get a gold medallion, a gold coin, and then you can go do the Yoshi meet and greet, which the specialty meet and greet to meet whatever color you choose, basically. So you can
Dude,
meet the
you should have met the pink Yoshi.
Yeah, yeah. That line though was kind of wild. I because they so if you've never been to if you've never been to Mario World or whatever it's called, Nintendo Land, they have like these random little sections where you can play games and stuff with your little power band. They're not big areas, but they kind of squeezed a lot of people into those little areas, and they were upstairs. So you were kind of waiting in like this claustrophobic area. Wasn't a fan of that, so it's kind of mainly the reason we didn't do it. We would have done it for the video if it was in like a bigger area, but it was very claustrophobic in there. I didn't really want to be in there, so we didn't do
Fair
it. But
enough. Fair enough.
the green Yoshi's out the entire time, so you can go meet the green Yoshi at any time.
Would you
Um,
recommend the Fan Fest to people?
100%. It's well, caveat. If you're a fan of one of these things, like a major fan, if you're a big Back to the Future fan, this is you can't miss it. You can't miss event. Um, I would say if you're just going because you're a casual fan of all this stuff, I still say go. Only reason is you get 7 o'clock to 2 o'clock, the entire park is empty, completely empty. You can go on whatever ride you want. I think the only thing that wasn't running was Forbidden Journey, but I wouldn't say everything else was up and running. Or Transformers as well. Transformers, but it's down for refurb anyway. But everything else is up and running. You get on Mummy, you get on Jurassic World, you can do all that stuff, and you do a walk on. So I would highly recommend this event. I think this event was fun. It's not HHN. Don't get it twisted. It's not HHN. It doesn't have that vibe, but it has a very party vibe. They got DJs in different floors and stuff. They got music blaring everywhere, um, and they got specialty foods and stuff like that. Which we did try. I tried the pot pie. It was like a Back to the Future themed pot pie, which pot pie is good in any form, so that was good. And then Sophia tried the pastrami melt, which she thought was okay. It wasn't anything special. It was from Mel's Dine-In. So that's take it with a grain of salt. It's just poorly themed food.
Would you would you like to see this event come back?
100%. Well, yes, and if they continue to do the Back to the Future thing, yeah, 100%. I'll do it every year. I think we might end. So if depending on our situation when you come down, we'll do it then, and we might even do it with some of our friends before that. So we're already talking about going back. We really enjoyed it that much.
That's
So.
good. That's good. Can you see different IPs be involved?
I was not a fan of any of the other IPs aside from really honestly Back to the Future. Like anything else, there was nothing that was like, oh my god, I got to go see that. If I could do it all over again, to be honest with you, I would have stayed a little longer in Hill Valley, which we went back. You're able to go back. It's not like you could only go once. We went back, but I would have stayed even then a little longer there. We kind of wandered the park a little bit and kind of just meandered around and grabbed a beer and stuff. I kind of wish we could have just stayed in Hill Valley a little longer. To be honest, there was just
Would
that
have
vibe
definitely
was great.
if they I forgot who I saw. Some social media influencer was like, "Would it be cool if they did Back to the Future 2 next year?"
It's funny you said that because I was talking to I don't know if you know there's a guy out here. His name is the German in Venice. He's a YouTuber. He does a lot of filming locations and stuff like that. He's pretty popular out in LA. I ran into him. I was talking to him for a good 15 minutes, and that's what we talked about. I was like, what if next year they do Back to the Future 2, and then the year after they do, the Wild Wild West stuff. That'd be kind of a fun thing. Yeah, that I would love if they did Back to the Future 2 next.
I want Ghostbusters and give me a large inflated mushroom. Not mushroom, marshmallow.
Marshmallow. Yeah, there's definitely IPs out there that they could do. I would love if they did something with Jurassic Park or Jurassic World. So stuff like that where it's more fan fest, more lingering around, more instead of a ride or a walk through attraction, something you can linger around and really soak in the atmosphere. If they did that stuff, man, like there's definitely IP out there that they could pick that
Hmm.
that that would that's better suited, I think, for that event. But
Dragon
I,
Ball Z. If they did Dragon Ball Z, they could take my money.
if they took Dragon Ball Z, that event would sell out immediately. I think Pokemon's another one too. So I think if they did those two, that event would be. I think they were just testing the waters with these events, to be honest with you, and seeing what they can get out of it, and just seeing how it flowed and ran. And I
Yeah,
think it was great. I think it was a lot of fun, and a lot of people
they.
enjoyed themselves.
I would be a. I would. I don't see them doing it, but I would say they should probably try to bring it to the East Coast as well. I just think the turnaround time between all right, Mardi Gras and then Fan Fest, But then again, you don't have any lingering things going on for Mardi Gras, so
Yeah, yeah. Also, I was thinking about it.
and
Uh,
this would be a way to get more people to go to Universal Studios in the spring.
yeah, that would be cool. That would definitely be cool. I was thinking about it since the Hollywood has the back lot. I think it's a lot easier for them to throw an event like this because they have sections that film. So, like, I think next year, like a Universal Monsters area where they actually filmed Universal Monsters would be awesome. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Or where they filmed Jaws. If they did an Amity thing, like a little, that would be awesome. Or ET somewhere, that would be awesome. Like just there's endless possibilities when you have a back lot.
I agree. I agree. Is there
But
anything else you want? Anything else
no,
you want?
no, for the most part, that was it. That was pretty much the entire event. There, I would say there are certain aspects to the event that are a little underwhelming. To be fair, the merch was okay. I did buy a sweatshirt. Um, But like I think this was just honestly a test run for them. Like so this event's a test run. I think they're trying to see how people react to it, to react to the certain IPs that they picked. Um but I highly suggest if you're especially if you're I don't know if they're ever going to do it again. If you're a big Back to the Future fan, go do it because this is your chance to go walk where they actually film the actual movie. So go do it. Um, but other than that, man, that was it. That was the event, and it was fun. I had a good time. My wife had a good time. That's all we asked for.
That's good. That's good. That's good. Well, I have nothing from my end. I am interested in Fan Fest, and I'm like 80% sure I am still coming. My one big pullback was like, okay, Money in the Bank is happening in June.
Yeah.
I can still do the 70th stuff if I was just to go then.
Right.
But I think I'm still gonna go. It's the London trip that's getting in the way. But I
Okay.
definitely
Yeah.
would definitely want to check out the Fan Fest, and I still want to check out the 70th stuff. So I'm like
Yeah. The
80% sure that you know
Okay,
It's just
but
things be expensive out here.
things be expensive everywhere, my friend. But yeah, no, I have nothing else though, man. If you're good, just go watch all our stuff. Again, this one should be coming out after everything else is already posted. So go watch the FanFest vlog. Go watch the Epic Universe vlog. Go back to our last podcast episode and listen to his rant about Epic Universe. And then we should have another episode coming out. I want to say within the next couple of weeks about the UK Universal Park. So there's a lot coming out. Basically, is what I'm trying to say.
Yep, yep. Well, I am super exhausted, and I need to still go take my dog out. So I got to get out of here.
Sounds good, man. Well, that'll do it for this episode of the Wildest Ride podcast, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Take care, everybody.